We're live because I forgot all the rest of the stuff we do.
Oh, like the intro and the credits and stuff?
Yeah.
So we're just going from here?
We're just going from here.
Hi, everybody. This is Final Show Films. If you want to support what we do, patreon.com/FSFilms. We got some great $25 tier supporters. Catwater Flame, Samantha Bates, Drevin Alexander, and Elle. Pop one over there if you want to do shit. There's some fun, video credits we threw together for this. Go watch some of the old episodes if you want to see those. Anyway.
I mean, I could go to the intro.
I could go to the video. I feel like we covered it. We're good.
Go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hi, I'm Jack. I'm the storyteller for Final Show Films in Grove or Green, the Changeling the Lost Chronicle that we're running here. And we're going to have a slightly smaller cast of characters this evening, but the show must go on, as they say in the theater. And I am joined by Shawnee or William.
Hi, I'm Shawnee or William. I am the theater.
Hey, yeah.
And I am playing Phage, the Ogre Gristle Grinder, and your Vernal Sovereign, though she would never say that.
Somebody else will. Holly. You took a drink, so I had to call on you immediately.
I'm having issues with my headphones. Hold on. Okay, hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Lark, Beast Windwing.
And Jeremy.
Hi, my name is Jeremy. I am playing Megan Lansing, Draconic Ferris.
And Julia.
I am Julia, and I am playing Alana Spencer, the Fairest Dancer.
We are unfortunately without our Sen or our Mara this evening, but we wish them well in their holiday endeavors. And as always, trans rights are human rights. Black Lives Matter. Believe victims, believe women. Fuck war crimes and all of that shit. And yeah, anything else that we need to throw in?
Spyglass Entertainment and Paramount Pictures.
And what'd they do?
They fired Melissa Barrera from Screen 7
for actually having a political opinion about something?
Actually having an opinion about Palestine. Yeah.
Yep. How much of the rest of the cast do you think is going to drop out in solidarity?
So Jenna Ortega is out not for that reason, but because she was out a while ago because of her Wednesday filming commitment. I'm pretty sure she would have dropped if she hadn't. And the timing of the news coming out immediately after Barrera being fired was interesting. Let's put it that way. But she has been very vocal about it as well. Jasmine Savoy Brown has been very vocal in support of Palestine. So yeah, too bad there's not going to be a Scream 7.
So you've lost both of your leads.
You've lost both of your leads, probably more, and a good portion of your fucking audience. Who have no desire to see the movie now.
Wow. Well, that's a choice somebody made. But last time in Baltimore, the Motley Unlikely recovered from the second appearance of the Queen of Ogian, the true fae who's currently hunting across the Keyhold. Also, a series of relationship updates occurred, possibly to be posted on Hedgebook or something in the near future. Phage tried to comfort her girlfriend after the encounter with minimal success. Alana and Megan expressed their mutual romantic feelings, and Liz reiterated her partnership with Butterfly. Our Oracle also gained a new level of insight as to the structure behind the events that have defined the early period of Phage's reign as Vernal Sovereign and related all of that information to the Motley. And we left off with the group assembled in Lark's mansion, Phage having just found a little note tucked into her armor, as the group considers their options for next steps, and a nearby speaker crackles to life. If with the gentry one entreats a peace, and binds them fast with oath and pledge withal, be wary of your words and their caprice. 'Tis well said, pride but comes before a fall. Skullduggery might well be worth her weight. What's served at table loft ends in the sewers. The game's afoot, but who plays games with fate? And thus seen, talkers are no good doers. Phage, you're holding this graying little piece of parchment with a single word written on it in your hand. And the rest of you are considering the fact that while there have been a number of contributing factors, everything here kicked off right about the time Alana dropped that hedge branch, toppling the first of what seems to be a series of dominoes that have brought the Keyhold, the Spring Court, and the Motley Unlikely to where it currently stands. There are a number of threats around the city, a number of efforts that have not quite yet borne fruit, but have certainly taken their first steps as far as entitlements and alliances go. And you guys need to figure out what's going to happen next. So.
Fuck does second mean? Phage says, looking at the piece of paper.
Give me a resolve in intelligence.
There is my character sheet. There it is. Here. Resolve, intelligence. 2 successes.
It's a designator of a sequence.
No shit.
Verbally, you heard someone say the word stand alone by itself first in your presence already this evening.
Remind me who that was because it's been a week.
That was the Queen when she reached out and touched Paige on the cheek.
Hmm. All right, what cryptic fucking message is she sending now?
Who's this now?
He holds up the paper. The Queen.
Oh, fuck.
What does the paper say?
Second with a period.
Do you know what this means?
I know that it's a sequence after the first being when she came into contact with Paige and freaked her the fuck out. I don't know what the sequence is indicating or what happens when it goes further along.
Have you talked to whoever's watching Paige for a check-in?
I literally just got here, so no.
Yeah, you've been like Paige went into her room, shut the door. So you haven't seen Paige visually for probably about an hour at this point. But yeah, it was about 20 minutes ago that you left the apartment.
God damn it. She says as she picks up her phone and starts to dial the person who had been watching.
Phone rings twice, and then Regina answers. Hey, yeah, what's up?
Hey, just checking. How are things?
She hasn't come out of her room yet.
All right. Anything notable, or she just seems to be asleep?
There's a brief pause. She was crying, so I knocked, but she didn't answer, so... And then she stopped a little while after, so I'm just giving her space for now. I kind of talked to her through the door, just let her know, hey, I'm here if you need anything, kind of, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't necessarily want to break that boundary yet.
Thank you. Let me know if anything happens.
Of course.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Take care.
You too.
Quick.
The thing is, I don't know if any of that was a lie.
Give me a wits and empathy. It's over the phone, so you'd be at a -2, but
2 successes.
See, you didn't catch any like shift in the vocal tone or anything. You don't know Regina super well, but you know there was nothing really indicated over the phone that felt like, oh, this would be anything particularly deceptive.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what this sequence is going to stretch to. I don't know if it's a 3 strikes you're out thing or if it's going all the way up to 8 or anything like that.
If I had to place money, it would go on 8. But
On what?
I didn't hear that.
If I had to place money, it would go on 8.
Yeah. Everything's been 8 lately.
But we also don't know what the numbers mean. Are they targets? I mean, obviously they're targets, but are they targets for takings? Are they targets for killing? Are they targets for toys? I also realize that not all of those are mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
Just as beings of awareness in Changeling society, you know that that sort of objective can vary wildly from keeper to keeper, from time to time. Anything that they take, they could use for almost anything. Even, you know of changelings who were in the military, grew up, even decorated veterans who were taken to be doorstops, effectively, which does not make sense from a human perspective, in that you have a skilled individual capable of certain things. Wouldn't you just build on that and make something their fae? The connections they draw are not the connections normal brains draw, as society usually indicates neuronormativity anyway.
Sorry about that. My dryer was going crazy.
In any event, I can't just sit around. I need.
Well, no, and we're not saying to, but we can't really go anywhere if we don't have a direction. But I feel like getting this to members of Autumn Court might be a good idea.
Most likely.
And Summer.
Yes, Liz mentioned that she tried to hit up Tag for information. I had someone that I was looking for. Will Starkers, I think.
So Will is the Witch of the Bitter Wind. He's one of the occult experts for Autumn. You had also, Megan had brought up the idea of needing to, at some point, interface with law enforcement, potentially, which you have spring people that you've appointed to those sort of efforts, if you needed to get in touch with them.
Yeah. Start by, do I have Will Starker's number?
Yeah.
I'll call Will.
Okay. He'll answer on the first ring. What's up, your worship?
Fucking.
Oh, you should have heard what I called Gilly when it was her turn.
Fair enough. Lots of shit going down, and I could use the... Sorry, what's his actual full title?
Witch of the Bitter Wind.
And I could use the advice, input, and sage knowledge of the Witch of the Bitter Wind.
See? Formality cuts both ways. What do you need?
I, the player, am forgetting exactly what I was intending to contact him about.
So there were questions on how the Fae work, There were questions about entitlements. There were questions about what you might be able to do or how you might be able to address things. And there were questions about the history of the area regarding, because Phage had the idea of fighting Fae with Fae.
Yes.
And you guys know where you're pretty sure one is locked away locally.
Right. We've been intending to ask about the Frozen Fae.
Yep.
One, a bit of historical knowledge. Wondering if you might have any information or records upon the Frozen Fae who's kept in the hedge nearby.
Let me give him a roll. Haunted Waters, where'd you go? There they go. Nope, not Theban sorcery. Nobody has that.
Who does have Theban sorcery? Like, what game is that from?
I think it's from the Awakening.
Mage the Awakening.
Oh, okay.
The worst mage.
Jeremy had an involuntary response to the
I hate it so much.
It's not great. Compared to what else you could use, it's not great.
Like, we had this discussion of New World of Darkness games on Monday, and the problem with it, it's the most boring. Like, it's not objectively the worst. Hello, Werewolf the Forsaken. But at least Werewolf the Forsaken is interesting in how it's bad. Awakening just isn't interesting. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Because it really kind of isn't. All right. The investigation, yada, yada. Okay, and... Okay, cool. Wow, Will, you get some extra cool shit. All right. But he's going to roll on that. 2 successes for him. 2 successes on 8 dice. Do I think he can do better? I think he can. He gets to re-roll that because he's got a auto mantle of 5.
Nice.
Don't do worse. There you
He's
go. That's my boy. All right. You hear him kind of suck his teeth a little bit. Yeah, that's that one off the trod there.
Aye.
Uh-huh. Weird situation.
With a Y or an E?
Yes.
Fair enough.
I stumbled across that one with Acacia probably a couple months back. Because I remember you lot keeping it fairly low key, but making sure that people knew, and I had to take a look for myself. As far as that goes, the hedge is a crazy place. Strange things can happen. Even the Fae can get caught or stuck or trapped in things. It's not easy. Usually it has to be a very specific circumstance. And as far as how or why it happened, I mean, obviously nobody's particularly inclined to pop that bubble. But as far as the background to it, I would need more information. I've got about 12 different things I'm usually researching at any one time. And since that one doesn't seem to be moving particularly much, we've kind of just set up a cordon around it so that everybody knows to stay well the fuck away. Because if it's going to get out, it's going to get out. And that's terrifying. And we all hope that we're long in the grave by the time that happens. But the fewer people go poking at it, the more likely I think it is that it's going to remain status quo for a bit. But I have honestly not really been able to find much in the way of records as to any other events happening in that area. So, I mean, unless you know more than the bit of rumor that came around.
Not particularly. We were hoping we might theoretically be able to dredge up how to make something like that. Maybe not that exactly, but something similar happen again.
Oh yeah,
deal with
no.
current problems.
Being able to do that, massive win for everybody. At this point, all we know is hand forged iron. Yeah.
Second, there's a bit of
Go ahead and give me an intelligence and resolve for Phage again.
success.
Part of what led you guys there were the old letters that you found. Will either does not know about those or has not
Right.
been informed that those are put together as bits of the trail.
Do you know about the letters from the privateers?
That's a very open-ended category. Specifics?
Part of what led us to that clearing was a series of letters indicate between a couple of several individuals. Some indicated as Oberon and Puck. Others talking. It seems to have been a correspondence between a pair of individuals about deals and concerns, investigating the possibility of privateers, potentially correspondence between privateers.
Oh. Interesting. Yeah, no, I haven't been filled much in on that. Where did you find these?
If I recall correctly, scattered around Baltimore.
Yeah, you guys have found them like all over Baltimore. One of them was stuck in the trunk of the bits and bobs that Oxygen found when he was looking into the Squires of the Broken Bow. The first one, you guys were wandering around a graveyard and just yanked it out of a crack in a tree because somebody spotted a piece of paper in there. Stuff like that.
Scattered about Baltimore. Both on the real and the hedge, if I'm recalling correctly.
No, they've all been on the real side.
All on the real side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting. And was there anything in there about how the privateers are related to this Fae in a bubble?
I am only vaguely skimming these letters. Was there?
They referenced some of the regions and trods that you guys were investigating there as part of your scouting into the spheres for the Winter War.
The trods that they had mentioned and the regions they'd mentioned in the letters led us directly to that Fae.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind me having a look at them, I could see if there's anything that jumps out to me. Or if you want to enter them into the archives, even just as copies, you could always call on Tag. If anybody else has found similar things, Tag would be the one to ask because he collects literally every scrap of information he possibly can. And sometimes even when people say no, he manages. So, yeah.
I'll bring some copies and let you look over them. I've also got a bit of curious threats from our opponent that could use some interpretation. If I'm to try and figure out how to move forward, I need to know exactly what riddle I'm being posed with.
Okay. Yeah. I'm good at riddles. Tag's good at riddles. Most of Autumn's got at least a passing. So yeah, if you've got other stuff you need consulting on, we're always willing to bend the queen's ear, whatever season it is.
God. Where are you?
You ran for this position. Don't fucking...
Where and when are you up to meet?
I'm going to crash out here in probably about 2 hours. So we can either do a quick meeting tonight or you can catch me tomorrow.
Rather sooner than later. I'll be on my way.
Okay. Yeah, bring whoever needs. We'll brew up some coffee. Doesn't fucking affect me anymore anyway.
Bad too much of it. Or not good enough.
No, endurance shit. Don't. Yeah.
All right. See you shortly.
Sounds good. We'll leave the light on.
Hang up.
So you guys all caught this end of that conversation.
All right. I need to head out and go meet Will Starkers. Who's coming with me?
I gotcha.
All right. Let's go.
Okay.
On the way, I am also calling name who I appointed as the our lawyer.
Abercrombie?
No, not him.
John
Court lawyer.
Yeah. Where is she?
Flish Flash, the verdant,
Flish Flash.
the verdant advocate.
Yep. Oh shit! I haven't updated titles in my spreadsheet. No wonder I can't find it. But yeah, no. What are you wanting her to get active on?
I want to see if she can handle the car accident that happened caused by the Queen.
Okay.
And B, see if she can get any kind of eyes with mundane police that might be indicating anything going on that we're not seeing, because we know that most of the Fae capture targets are mundane.
Okay. She says definite yes to the second one. First one, gonna be a little difficult. She can get in touch with your ambassador to Winter and see if you can get the Sun Banisher down there, because that's who's better at cleaning up crime scenes. But it has been a couple hours since then, so could be a little might be a little late in the game for that, but they'll do what they can.
Talk with Alethea if you need to, yeah.
Alethea is your ambassadors to Autumn. Sonata is your Winter.
Yeah, talk to Sonata
Winter emissary,
if you need to, yeah.
With the accident, can you just report the car stolen?
It's in pieces. No one's finding that shit.
Right, it's in pieces all over the road. That's the problem.
Yeah, those pieces are going to be found.
Right. But if the car is reported stolen, then it's not tied to a changeling. And it was just a car that got decimated.
It might be worthwhile. I'll relay that possibility to Flish Flash as well, I guess.
Okay, yeah, no, we can drop that as a suggestion. That's probably decent at this point, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
As long as they're not looking our way, let them wonder how a car exploded.
Can do.
I'll have to get her a new one whenever she's recovered enough. Hang up and head to Will Starkers.
Okay. Meanwhile, Lark and Alana, what are you guys up to for this one?
I think, well, first Lark is going to check and see how Lana's doing.
Good. Everything's good. Good.
How did things go with Megan?
They probably would have went better if she was in a better mood, but wartime timing be damned. It had to be done. She feels the same way. So she wanted to talk after we had our.
Sorry, I only caught half of that. I'm having problems with my headphones.
She said that Megan felt the same way. And with everything going on, probably wasn't the greatest time to make my admission of feelings, but it is what it is. She said after we all talked tonight, she wanted to talk and figure more things out. So
there's never a perfect time.
I know.
I'm glad.
I'm scared. And not just because being vulnerable to someone is scary, but because I've never really had the threat of partner dying before.
I understand.
I
mean, it is scary. I can't sugarcoat it.
I've only had one partner before. We were 16. We were stupid. We thought we were immortal, invincible. So it's changed a lot of the emotions around having a partner, especially now that don't get me wrong, my parents, for what little they taught me, and my grandmother, for all of the things she taught me about the horrors of the world. But kind of pales in comparison to what we got going on.
Yeah. Lark's going to give her a hug.
Thank you. Alana is going to pull out her phone after the hug is finished, and she's going to see if she can find Adelaide again.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence in computers.
And I put a willpower into this.
Not in this.
Okay.
Well, actually, yes. I will say yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And did you give Adelaide a last name?
I swear I did.
Okay. I don't have it written down anywhere, so we're just going to roll with it. You begin scrolling through anything that you possibly can with 4 successes. Trying to find a trace, a hint, a trail, anything. You search by first and last name and Baltimore, because this was the city where you met and spent all your time. And you know that unless something drastic happened, she would have been here at some point for a while, even if, people move and that sort of thing. And you eventually discover a video. There is a punk band flirting with the lines between rock, punk, oi, and a couple of other genres. And in the back, there's a dancer. It's a small band, not super popular. It's called Green Grows. All one word. I'll put it in chat for you. And you see that there's a faint note at the bottom. Choreography and songwriting, Lady Addie. The dancing in the background is 3 women, kind of doing a modified Irish step. But obviously most of the camera and focus is on the actual musicians and vocalists. And it's a cell phone sort of video taken at a small concert in Cleveland. Probably recorded and uploaded maybe a month ago. It's hard to pick out. And of course, it's been years. But you would swear to God you recognize some of that dance and that face.
Good to know she's alive at least. Is there any so she's gonna then follow the lead of that. Can she figure out where they're like stationed out of, where they originated from? Are there tour dates? Anything like that?
A little bit of extra work takes you find a pretty bare bones, like, oh, we just type this data into the template on WordPress kind of website. And yeah, you've got some information on this group. They're doing several appearances up and down the East Coast. Looks like they've got a concert in Hagerstown, one in Chambersburg, and then there's, in about 3 months, a Reisterstown, which is just outside of Baltimore, small venue that they're apparently going to be at.
Hey, Lark, do you want to go to a concert in a couple months?
What kind of concert?
She's going to just hand her phone, show her the band.
You've got a mashup here of Ramones meets Flogging Molly kind of vibe.
Okay. Is there a reason?
That redhead in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
That's Adelaide. My one and only partner from before I was taken.
Okay. Are you going to be inviting Megan to this as well?
I want to say yes. I'd like to just make it a girls' night and take everybody, and take Akajin too. He doesn't have to be left out. But literally, I just want to tell her I'm alive.
Okay.
I recognize she's an adult now. She's grown up without me. She's moved on. But I was taken on a date. She went to go sit and order our food, and I went to the restroom, and then she sets her phone down for a second and takes a deep breath. And then I heard music.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing I know, I'm across the street in front of my keeper. And then I'm in fucking Arcadia. So I don't want her thinking. I don't know what she thinks. She may not even remember me.
I bet she does.
I don't want to open that old wound, but it's not healed yet, and I want closure.
I can definitely understand that. I will absolutely go with you.
Yeah, if we're alive in 3 months.
Yeah.
Question for Alana.
Yes.
Do you sign up for Greengrow's email alerts?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
And the email she's created is just like first dot last name a number at Gmail.
Right.
So,
AlanaSpencer.033 at gmail.com. Effectively. Yeah. Okay. Good. Meanwhile, there's a car ride over to the Haunted Waters house. Hey,
Along
Megan,
the
you've got
way-
the queen in a car and there's no interruptions at the moment.
Yep, that is factually true. Sorry, Shawnee, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that along the way, she does want to stop and make copies of the letters she intended to.
Okay. Explain to me how you break into a UPS store after closing.
I was gonna say, how late is Kinko's open?
What time is it?
Oh, it's past
You
9.
don't. You go to a grocery store that has, because a lot of them have the ability to have copy machines.
Fair enough. You can do
pay
that
for.
too.
Yeah.
Do you have
Or
any
we can
depth of
break into
resources you can
a
afford?
UPS store. I'm down with committing probably a federal crime.
Not if you don't touch any of the mail.
Yeah, we're just
You
making
heard it here
simple
first.
copies. It doesn't have to be hard.
Yep. But
So,
yeah, stop, make some copies, etc.
Yep. So talk.
About what?
I don't know the price of apples in Switzerland. What the fuck do you think?
You're gonna have to give me something more specific because there's a lot of fucking shit that's happened in the past 6 hours.
The thing that is most overriding in your mind.
I'm watching the person that I care about fall literally the fuck apart from just a taste of what I went through, and I don't want to see any more of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how to fucking help because I'm part of what scares her right now.
All right, how tough do you want the love to be?
Don't derail me while I'm fucking driving.
Well, I wasn't gonna punch you. I mean, I can if you want, but like...
You will do what I say!
I'm the adrenaline junkie between us, I think, so I don't know if you're down with that.
Not particularly.
All right. So I'm not gonna lie. We've had some time. I've chilled a little bit, so I can I can express this stuff a little bit more calmly than I think I would have at the time. I'm going to say some things and they're going to piss you off. Realize I am not trying to make insinuations here. I am just, I'm not trying to, I don't know what even the right phrase is for this. But I'm just trying to observe what I saw in that situation at that moment. And some things I think you need to look at. I could be entirely wrong. But I'm not doing this to yell at you. I'm doing it because I saw it and it concerned me.
You've sufficiently couched your statement. Now light your Molotov.
All right. So when we showed up, the first thing I saw you do is walk over to your partner and say, not, are you okay? But do you want to break this deal? And that comes off to me as...
You missed the "are you okay" that happened right before she ran behind the fucking dumpster.
Okay. Either way, that comes off as concerning.
What do you think my thought process was behind that?
Consciously or unconsciously?
Either.
I think unconsciously there was at least a portion of you, and I don't know if you want to admit this, but I think that there was perhaps a portion of it that was feeling kind of self-centered about it. You were looking at, how does this affect me as the partner, not how does this affect Paige themselves.
Interesting.
I'm not saying that you are a bad person. I think it is natural, but I think you needed that mentioned to you.
Because the thoughts that were running through my mind at the time were, she's just seen some incredible shit and she might want to completely break everything out, and I want her to know that's an option.
Absolutely. I think that was very much your conscious thought process. But I also think that when we witness somebody undergo something traumatic, we couch it in our own experiences, and that is not helpful to the person who is just traumatized. Again, I am not wagging my finger and saying bad you. I'm saying this is something that I think you need to consider. Because it was traumatizing for you as well. And we have a tendency, you yourself said, you fell back into old patterns. The patterns that we had when we were where we were not healthy. That's the only reason that I'm expressing this.
Talking back might not be healthy when you're considering that kind of target, but I honestly wouldn't change it.
No, I think you did probably the right thing there. I think talking there's nothing else you can do in that situation. At least there wasn't for me. I just wish I'd been able to talk back. I'm a little envious of that, I'm not gonna lie.
I had a long time in my keeper's presence. There are some things you get a resistance to.
But I also think that we undergo some very self-sabotaging things when we were there, probably. Most of us. I can't imagine anybody who probably didn't. And when I see somebody like you who very, very, very admirably dislikes the worst of our court and the worst of our tendencies, do something that a spring quarter would do in terms of making it consciously, not consciously, but making it about them in some degree. If that were me, I would want to know.
It's a fair point.
I may be off base. I just wanted to bring it up because I think it's something you should at least think about.
I don't think you're on. Totally I don't think you're on base, but I don't think you're entirely off base either.
Now, that being said, how can I help?
I wish I had the answer to that. Because right now I don't know that any changeling can help.
Oh, sweetie, none of us have the... I'm not saying you're gonna know. I'm saying, what would you like for help? Because we are gonna stumble our way through this.
As much as this is going to sound very fucking selfish, and maybe it fucking is, but I don't fucking care.
All right.
Out of any humans that the fucking Fae are going to try and take over the course of this event, they are not getting Paige.
No, that's fair. That is absolutely fair.
But I know
that is an admirable level of selfishness.
But I know that me being in the position that I'm in, and her with her relationship to me, and the fact she was there when I fucking ran into her, makes her a target.
It absolutely does. And I don't think I certainly wouldn't put it past it to use that as an opportunity. It's going to look for your weak points. Because weak points to you, anything that hurts you hurts the court and hurts the freehold by extension. So we make sure she's safe. I'm going to try to get her recovered. I don't think is the right way to put it, but
there's only so far you can recover from that kind of thing.
Obviously, but we do what we can to facilitate that.
Yeah.
I think it's high time that you use some of that power you've got for your own damn good and divert a couple of a bit of security from the commons to make sure nothing gets to her.
I mean, if we know a likely target of the enemy, it can't hurt to put a claviger or two on it.
And as for helping get her to a functional state, or at least grounded a little bit more, I'm not a changing therapist. I don't know, but whatever help you need.
Liz might actually be more help on that regard, considering she's looking for one.
He's definitely going to need someone to talk to. And again, don't take this the wrong way. I don't think it should be you.
Neither do I. Like I said, I am part of what she's scared of right now.
I don't know if she's scared of you necessarily. I think she's probably just hurt in general, and there's an unfortunate fact that you're reminding her of something.
Story of my fucking life.
We'll find someone for her to talk to.
Mm.
We just have to keep her safe long enough for her to be able to.
And part of that is hoping Will Starkers can put something together on this information.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys arrive at your destination, Haunted Waters lives collectively, effectively in a residential area, and the street parking is very full. So you guys actually have to park a couple blocks away. As you're walking down towards the house, go ahead and both of you roll your weird.
Okay. Damn it.
Ein.
Where's the other thing? There we go.
One success. All right.
Nope.
Okay.
Fucking 7.
The walk transpires uneventfully for you, Megan. One odd thing happens for you, Phage. You pause at an intersection. One of those with the push the button to trigger the crosswalk. There's some cross traffic going and you're just waiting on the street corner for a bit. And it's one of those where, it's designed for people with visual disabilities and stuff. And you hear that recorded, wait, wait,
Wait.
wait,
Wait. Wait.
Right. It shifts halfway through. Megan, you just hear the normal recording the entire time.
Right.
Wait, 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 wait for me in summer. I return. Let the triumph sound. Wait, wait. Glory to the Iron Order rampant. Wait.
Oh,
Wait.
Fuck off.
Wait.
What?
Not you.
And then the light turns green and the crosswalk goes and you guys are free to go. Now crossing street name,
Something else I need to keep my fucking ears out for. All right.
Do you want to share with the class your extraordinariness?
You ever heard of the Iron Order rampant?
Nope.
That definitely sounds like do they meet on college campuses in cloaks and
Fuck if I know. It was an auditory thing that I heard. I'm guessing you didn't.
Nope.
Fucking. I can never tell if these things have any meaning or not.
Say that word phrase again. Iron
Order rampant.
Order rampant.
Something about wait for me in summer.
We got some time for that.
Yeah. I'm. You know what? If it's something that's going to happen in summer, I will let Sledge and Wardancer worry about it.
That is the next region's problem. That is not my problem.
Paige is just putting together a folder that says, for the summer monarch, and she's just going to hand it to somebody on her way out the door.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shit you might need to worry about.
Unless it is somebody using whatever to send a message that you can only hear to meet them at the summer stronghold.
It's possible, and something I'll be keeping my thoughts about, but fuck if I know. It could also literally be nothing but a wild hallucination.
That seems unlikely.
I know I don't put much stock in wild hallucinations either. Usually it's got something to do with something, but one can hope.
Something weird happened around us. Certainly it was just coincidence.
Yeah, I know.
So you guys get up to the Haunted Waters house. Anything for Alana and Lark during this time?
I'm trying to think, other than continuing to do research on people from her past, what Alana's going to be doing tonight.
What about Lark?
Lark has a lot of emotions right now. She
fair.
Yeah.
Alana will ask if she wants to get drunk.
But Lark will say no thanks, maybe another time. And she's gonna walk to her room.
I'm gonna give you a willpower for being probably one of the only people in this game who's like, alcohol, no, actually this time.
I was gonna say, I know those words, just not in that
order. She is going to walk to her room. She is gonna grab a blanket, a pillow, and her laptop. And she's gonna go up to the roof.
Okay.
And just lay out the blanket and pillow, lay on it, and start researching ghosts on her laptop.
Okay. Is she looking for anything particular regarding ghosts?
She can't necessarily research changeling ghosts on the internet.
I mean, you definitely can.
I mean, that would be the first thing she tries.
Okay.
17.68 million results for Banshee.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence in computers.
All right.
Look, all
ghosts
I'm saying
in general,
is,
changeling ghosts specifically.
Look. All I'm saying is, Paige doesn't drink to deal with her problems, mostly because that doesn't do anything for her anymore.
So, Lark, you've got, given your standing as a member of the Autumn Court and the amount of time that you've gotten back, you have access or knowledge of certain things on the internet that your average rank and file browser bitch does not. So you go digging into some of these occult resources. Some of them you've heard Barnaby talk about. Some of them have been just passed down to you or handed off from other members of the Autumn Court, because largely the Autumn Court is very interested in people being educated. There's always that degree of knowledge that's too dangerous, and that one we keep locked down tight. But in terms of general access to helpful information that's likely to keep people from getting, brutally murdered, they like for people to have that info. So you know a few places to look. The one thing you find about ghosts is that they frequently have a physical anchor. A tangible object, usually. Sometimes it's a location, or in very unique cases, another person. But there's usually a physical, tangible something that forms their foundation and link to the real. Obviously, if you got a problematic ghost, if you can destroy their anchor, that's usually the quickest and easiest way to get rid of them. So that's what you're able to pick up on with just one success.
Okay. Right. She's just going to stay on the roof.
Okay.
That night and continue looking up things on her laptop.
Sounds good.
She falls asleep.
Okay. So over on the east side of Baltimore, then. There's the
Megan will text to the group chat that Iron Order rampant. Someone look that shit up.
Okay.
On it.
But you walk up the little concrete pathway through the front yard, close the sort of half-height chain link fence gate behind you, knock on the door, and it swings open. Will Starkers is there with his clothes made out of bed sheets. Oh, good. Come on in.
Hey,
Yeah.
Stop.
Meg? Kitchen, living room. What?
Wherever's comfortable.
Okay. You can hear coming down from upstairs the sounds of, muffled behind at least one or two closed doors, loud bluegrass music. He'll take you into the kitchen. Gilly is sitting in a corner reading an honest to God actual print newspaper.
Sounds like a lie.
Who looks up, gives a smile. Your Majesty.
Every time Faith just sort of shakes her head whenever someone calls her that.
And turns the page. Will sits down in one of the chairs, gestures for you two to take seats. There's some snacks laid out on the table. Very casual sort of atmosphere. He grabs a bugle, jams it in his mouth. So, what are we looking at?
Well, first off, you'll want to see these. She says that she lays the original copies in case there's anything special about the papers themselves.
That I would love to. He starts parsing through those. Give me all of your burning questions.
Well, unrelated to this. Well, maybe unrelated. Maybe directly related. I don't fucking know with these things. She pulls out the paper that just says second. This was found in my armor this evening after my most recent encounter with the fucking bitch who's giving us problems.
He picks it up, licks it. Tastes like hedge.
Yeah.
No, that's he kind of gives just the faintest little tear of one of the blank pieces, corners of the parchment. Yep. That's a leaf marten skin, I think.
Fucking what?
Leaf marten. It's a type of hedge beast. It's like an animal, but it's made out of leaves, effectively. Think like a ferret that's good at climbing trees. That is also an onion, but all of the layers are different types of foliage, leaves, and shit.
Okay.
Because, parchment is usually technically very fine animal hide. This is very fine vegetable animal hide.
Fair enough.
Right. It's one of those things where you're like animal, vegetable, mineral, and then somebody says first two, and you're like leaf marten. I know this trick. Anyway, hands it back to you.
I'm trying to figure out if there's anything that I could glean off of just 2 data points here, because the only data that I have on that particular sequence is that she touched Paige and said first, and I found that, and it says second.
Huh. Okay. I mean, that gives you 2 points on a line. And you got the second one after she said first. I mean, potentially you have a sample of the Queen's handwriting. Maybe that's useful for something. I'm sure we could wrangle. Yeah. First, second, any number of counting contracts and things. But yeah, no, that's a shoe is gonna. I feel that's a shoe is going to drop thing at some point. The only problem is we don't know when.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing I'd like to be as forewarned as possible about.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Well, the one thing I can tell you from these letters, and pardon me, I'm not attempting to insult anybody's intelligence, but looks like we've got 3 in one handwriting and then an earlier one from somebody else. That would imply that somewhere in this sequence of 3, you're missing at least 1. Yeah, because it looks like it's a series of correspondence, so you would assume that something else was written somewhere in here that these are in response to or whatever.
Yeah, we've never found the second one from that first handwriting.
Okay. Let's see. Fleet Street Gate. I'm familiar with that one. Foster and Curly. Yep. That's the intersection just up the ways. Killian Hobbs. We know them. They're active in the market a lot. Blue. I assume you've affiliated that with Sunset.
That was our first thought.
Okay. I mean, she was here during the dates listed, so Canton Market, that's our Goblin Market here. So yeah, these are, I mean, yeah, everything's obviously local. Not sure. I'll need to check and see if we've got any records of who might have been active in Mount Clair, because that's referenced here in your second one, holding up the one dated 9/22/2014. If anybody has information that way. They were testing, looking for the culprit. Somebody speaks French. That's very nice. Chess metaphors. Yeah, no, everybody's doing some level of code. All right, Oberyn's trade with Puck. Knowing my Shakespeare, I'm guessing Oberyn is our gentry in question, maybe the one stuck in the bubble. And Puck is probably this privateer that you were talking about, because it does seem to be indicated that way. But there's never been anybody going by that name, which, at least to my knowledge, looks over at Gilly, who turns the page and shakes her head.
Anybody Puck-like?
Well, I mean, of course, Puck, servant of Oberon. So,
right, obviously.
The parallel, but I mean, yes, puck-like individuals, sure. It's just it's interesting to me that if this is Sunset that they're talking about, they reference one person by an actual name that they're known by, and then they've got code names for other people rather than keeping it consistently code all the way through. Just things I'm noticing is all.
That was the one that was sort of the main thing that made me uncertain whether they were referring to Sunset.
Right.
Well, it could also be a matter of which names they're trying to obscure in case these got found.
Right, yeah, because I mean, like the first time they reference potentially Sunset, they're qualifying her as clean, so maybe it's less of a concern for them.
Right.
Yeah, but okay, but considerations to have effectively. All right. So we know that we're missing at least one letter in this. Potentially more. But but you haven't been able to figure out any pattern per se on where these tend to crop up.
Vase will recount the locations they've been found.
Yeah, and it is very disparate and scattered. Oh, I'm going to have to self-correct myself, actually. No, I think you did encounter one of them in the hedge. I think you found it in the thorns next to Kalinag's body.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
but all of them local.
Yeah, so there is one that was found next to the body of a bridge burner impaled on the hedge.
No. Bridge burner victim?
No, bridge burner. Dead.
No, he was a victim.
He was a victim. He was a victim.
Yeah, he was a victim of the British burners. Yeah,
victim.
He had attempted to join them because he thought they were a normal motley. You guys found out, and then they were like, "Cool, we got one."
Yeah, victim of a bridge burner.
Yeah,
Kalinag.
Yeah. No, I remember him. He was missing right about the same time you guys came out. Okay.
Wait, he went missing when we came out?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he was. Yeah,
I don't know if that information was had by us at some point.
Yeah, no, you were asked to see if you could investigate and figure out where he was. That's why you found him in the first place anyway.
Yeah.
He had gone missing shortly before you guys, like within days before you guys came out.
Right, because that made us sort of the only ones who could really de facto be not responsible. Yeah.
Right.
Correct. Which really is a presumptive thing for them to have made, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because there's always the level of uncertainty of, oh, there's some people that are just now coming out of the hedge. Are you sure it's just now?
Or that we are just coming out, but we weren't sent out. Like there were a lot of assumptions that were made there with y'all.
Yeah, well, it was a brand new keyhole at the time.
Yeah,
there's only a few people that had any fucking idea what might have been going on. Yeah, no, as far as this goes, and then have you guys armed up for the Fae?
We're actively looking for weapons and potential things of use at the moment. We've been asking around if anyone's got a line on Cold Iron, but I doubt it.
Let me make a roll for him. Oops. He gets a bonus to this one. There's my exceptional boy. I mean, yeah, no, Cold Iron would be great, especially if you think she's working with changelings, but hand forged is all you need for the gentry.
Sorry, run that one by me again.
Whatever weird frailty, weird as in strange, that weird as in the weird people have with iron is worse for the true Fae.
So it doesn't even have to be cold for them. All right. Just not made
cold iron fucks you and me up real bad. mass-produced, factory-made iron isn't going to do much against a true Fae. But if you get some wrought shit and pound it into a weapon yourself using the lowest possible tech, that's good enough for them. It's going to severely... Now, they don't bleed the same way we do. So...
You're not looking to kill one in a fight. You're looking to hamper one till it goes away.
Or just fucking scare it off and make it go somewhere else.
Yeah.
How does that work? How well does that translate if we hammer something into a bullet shape?
You know, I don't know.
Because I mean, the thing that's going to be hitting them is just the bullet.
If you could...
Shotgun shells.
I was about to say you'd have to make something fairly wide bore to work with that. You'd be working with like either like musket,
buckshot,
tier, or buckshot.
I was gonna say like
buckshot.
Yeah, because a modern rifle, you need to machine that shit. So that
right,
kind of
obviously.
that out. But no, find yourself an old fucking black powder weapon, maybe. That's not a bad idea. Density might be an issue and that sort of thing. I don't know if it could you do like a hand wrought iron core with a lead casing around it?
I am not a weapon forger, so
yeah, no.
I don't know. All I know is I'm liking the sound of this because you're less likely to be looked at by authorities if you're walking around with a musket than you are if you're walking around with an Uzi that just happens to have clips of hand wrought iron in it.
Well, yeah, and that's gonna blow up in your fucking face anyway.
Well, right, yeah,
probably,
yes. Or a shotgun,
right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
They tend to start looking at you. They tend to start asking you questions if you're walking around with this street sweeper. They tend to assume you're heading to a
reenactment if you've got a musket.
Yeah, a reenactment. If you're walking around with a musket.
Hey, Gilly, do we still have any of those old Civil War costumes? She just flips him off.
I am not wearing the costumes, but I will walk around with the musket.
That legitimately might be an idea that we can bring to the Smith over in summer.
Oh, Bill? Yeah, no, that sure.
If nothing else, it'll give us something to our advantage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Here's the problem with those is you only get one shot.
Yeah.
I would say make yourself something that you can hold in your hand as well as your musket. Yeah, because those
you'll be able to fire multiple shots, but by the time after that first shot,
or just
it's going to be on you.
Muskets, yeah, right.
They're
all just ready to go.
What I'm hearing is it's time to relive my old age of piracy fantasies and have a brace of hand iron
pistols. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. And then just hand forge yourself a little underbarrel bayonet for him. Yeah, right. Could be. At the very least, it'd be a nasty surprise when she pops up again.
I'll have to talk to Bill about that in the morning.
Off its face.
You can put your smile on the bullet in the rifle. Bradbury fans, anybody? No,
I know.
Okay.
I got you. I got your
I
reference.
got it.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna have to talk to Bill about that in the morning.
Okay.
Thank you for the information.
Yeah. As it goes, these letters are awesome. I'll take copies if you've got them. You take the originals back. I don't recognize the handwriting. I would go to Tag next on that, honestly.
Yeah. Tag will probably be who I visit next. Liz was going to get a conversation with them.
Oh, okay. Good for her. He needs friends. He's
alternate plan.
So
we figure out when a meteorite with iron in it is going to land, and we time it perfectly.
and put the Fae in the path. Get the Fae hit by an iron meteorite.
Solves all of our problems for us.
Yes, those as Will goes into flipping over a farmer's almanac. Meteor showers scheduled for East Baltimore in August 2099. Yeah, that's going to happen.
We just have to hold it off for about 80 years.
Some years. Right. Okay.
What, you're telling me that none of us have a ritual to arrange the stars?
Mostly we read them. We don't write them all that much.
Somewhere
We
there's
should.
a local
They probably
mage
worry
who's
about
like,
us.
nope. That's how Paradox gets you.
The thing is, like, unless someone is actively watching space, the meteor coming out of nowhere, no one would have been noticing it.
You think they don't have deep space monitoring equipment that watches for that sort of shit?
I mean, yeah,
astronomers are fucking paranoid. Let me tell you, I've known a few of them.
Also, that would be the epitome. That would be the quintessential example of vulgar with no witnesses.
Yes, vulgar without witnesses. Absolutely.
Like, some things are just not.
Care how
there's
many
no
spheres
level of
entropy
coincidence.
you got, motherfucker. But that is where we're going to take our break for the evening.
Dope. And we're back.
And that's why you should never stick your dick in an electric socket. So,
one of the reasons.
One of the
reasons.
Did Alana try and Google that title? That
oh yeah.
Okay. That Phage then? Okay.
Yeah, she would have been like in the middle of trying to find her sister and then text. This is way more important. Switch over to finding whatever Megan is asking.
Fantastic. You come up with a couple of video gaming plans.
Okay.
But nothing that seems particularly significant. There's a little bit of, sort of German imperialist era kind of, Order of the Iron Cross stuff like that, and blah, blah, blah. But no, nothing particularly seems to fall in that arrangement of words as defining a single explicit entity that you're able to discover.
So Alana will text back after a cursory glance. It just looks like a lot of Nazi stuff or something about Destiny, not like the actual action, but I believe it's a video game.
I bet it is.
But the other pair concludes their meeting with Will.
Good news. We just have to get a gaming PC, and we'll figure this out.
Yep.
But we have the resources for a gaming PC.
I think Lark could afford one. Yeah.
Phage could afford one at this point.
I was gonna say, throw it all together. You guys could get a whole fucking like game room set up with.
I was
going to set up a whole LAN in
you can get a five right.
There
yeah,
are resources together. We could buy an esports team
potentially.
I was just gonna say Lark could buy a gaming console or 12.
Yeah, but that's a fucking doomed investment.
Or it could probably buy a small country if she wanted to.
You want to buy CD Projekt Red?
I'm good.
You want to? I mean, you've got enough money. You could pay them better than they actually pay their employees now.
I mean, that applies to pretty much any
game studio,
any fucking game studio, any esports organization.
All right. Well, before we get too down our salty rabbit hole, where is everybody headed next? Lark, you're crashing on the roof, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sleeping out under the stars. Great. Go ahead and give me a resolve and stamina.
All right.
2 or more successes, you get a perfectly reasonable night's sleep outside.
Great.
Hey, there you go. Like a bird on a roof. Lark is in her element. Okay. Alana, as the evening begins to wind down, what is your plan?
Well, she'd text Megan asking if she was coming back tonight. Because she had mentioned wanting to talk after the family meeting, but she's not upset that Megan chose to leave. That was the correct course of action. But like it was set up, we'll talk after, and then left. So she's just
right.
She's just asking, are you coming back tonight? She's not like prying any further than that.
Megan will text back. I have something that I need to do before we talk. I will stop by tomorrow first thing, if that's okay.
That's more than okay.
Okay.
So she's gonna go pour herself a glass of something, and then we'll probably break out the laptop and just further dig in to try and find more about her sister and her parents.
Okay.
We'll probably end up falling asleep, laptop on table, her just sort of slumped over on couch.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence and computers then.
Three successes.
3 successes. Unfortunately, fairly common names. So you're able to find plenty of Jonathan Spencers, Sabrina Spencers, Leah Spencers. Trying to narrow it down, especially knowing this is 10 years after the fact. You feel like your parents would probably be easier, but even so, doesn't look like any of them are in Baltimore anymore. At least you can tell. You kind of canvass as many sort of like people that have their locations set as in and around this city that share those names, and none of them seem to overlap. So that's as much as you can find, which to an extent is information about your family. They're not local anymore, best you can tell. And it takes a lot of time to manually sift through every Jonathan Spencer on Facebook in the Baltimore area.
Yeah, this is like a 2 or 3 in the morning pass out.
Right, yeah, where you just mission. Click. No. Okay. Let's try
just
mom.
Scroll past this entire group of white guys.
Right, yep.
And
yep. But yeah. So that's what you're able to pull from that.
It also occurs to her probably like halfway through searching for her sister. There's potential she got married. So she may not even have her last name anymore. So who knows?
Who knows? Phage. After leaving Haunted Waters, where would she be headed?
Well, she'll look over at Megan. What's your plan for the rest of the evening?
I've got something that I need to do. I'll be good. You let me know if you need anything. I'll keep my phone on me.
I need to get a harvest in before I call it a night. So I'm going to hit a bar and then go.
What kind of harvesting are you planning to do?
The kind that I'm good at.
I don't remember what that is.
Pushing people past their limits in bars.
All right, fair enough. Be safe.
So, Phage, you pick a bar. Are you looking for any type in particular, or just whatever happens to be within reach?
Her preferred type of bar is the kind that serves good food.
Okay. There's a few that are still open that have a passable. I was going to say, that have a passable menu. Go in, begin to strike up casual conversations with regular crowd people and stuff like that, and eventually maneuver socially into getting people to buy more, drink more, eat more, indulge more. Go ahead and give me a manipulation and probably socialize in this setting. And you can spend willpower if you'd like.
And does my bar specialty and socialize apply?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to spend my willpower not just to boost the roll, but for my vernal gift.
Oh, okay. So just give yourself some auto successes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. I get 4 successes.
Okay. There you go.
It's fucking 7 dice. Can't roll a fucking 8.
But with taking into account your circumstances and going, nope, we are not going to risk glutting on this one. You pull 4 glamour off of a crowd of people who, honestly, it's the middle of the week. They should not be here this late. They should not be, this is not the night to be going all out, but you convince them otherwise.
With that done, I will then consider my options for a minute and then head back to the row house because I believe there's at least one person who's there right now. I believe it's Butterfly.
No, she's over at the mansion with Liz.
Oh, okay. Everyone else is at the mansion right now.
Yeah, literally. Oxygen, Liz, Butterfly, everybody. They're just doing their own things in the background.
Yeah. She thinks about it. What's the physical orientation of the city between the directions towards Paige's place and the mansion?
Your apartment with Paige would be southwest of your current position. The mansion is northwest of your current position.
Okay, so there's not sort of a swing by on the way kind of thing.
Not completely. Yeah, no.
She thinks about stopping to check on her, considers that it might do more harm than good, and then heads back to the mansion.
Does she reach out to Regina at all, or are you expecting Regina's going to spend the night?
She'll call Regina, actually. Before she starts going anywhere, she'll call Regina to check.
Okay. Regina will say, I've heard a little bit of movement. Everything's quiet, though. Set up here, and y'all left your Netflix logged in. So I'm just sitting tight till you're back, I guess. What time are you rolling back in?
I can head back now if you want. If you need to. I don't want to ask you to spend the night if you don't need to, but
I didn't pack for it. And we've got work tomorrow. I presume she's probably calling in sick, but that means I definitely can't.
Okay. I'll be back in a bit.
Okay. I'll hang here until we see you.
All right.
Continue ruining your recommendations.
Yeah, she'll head back to the apartment then.
Okay. You get in. Regina hits pause on the nature documentary that she's watching. Okay. Everything's quiet. She hasn't come out. So I'm not a trauma therapist, so I have no idea if that's a good sign or not.
I don't know if there is such a thing as a good sign right now, but as long as she's...
That's a terrifying thought. What happened? Because car wreck, yeah, but...
The kind of wreck that leaves a car in many, many pieces.
How are neither of you in the hospital?
I would call it something between blind luck and the hand of fate.
Go ahead and give me a manipulation and subterfuge.
He's not completely lying.
Not completely lying, but lying enough you need a roll for it.
She will put willpower into this.
Okay.
3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. Let me roll some dice here. She just kind of looks at you. Okay, sure. Weirder shit has happened, right?
You have no fucking clue.
The fact that you didn't just say yeah raises so many questions for me. Have a good night, okay? Make sure she's okay.
That's the hope.
All right. And she steps out. There's a tap on the window.
I'll open it.
All quiet on the western, eastern, northern, and southern fronts.
Thank you for keeping an eye, Drummond.
Yeah. Hey. You pay us, we do good work. You're friends, we do good work. You pay us and we're friends. We do really fucking good work.
If there's anything you need to get to, feel free for the night.
I'm just jamming a head under her wing, pretty much.
All right.
Okay, I'll be on the roof.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
You too.
Shut the window. She will walk over she will walk over to the door and just listen at it for a second. And then assuming she doesn't hear anything of note, she will go crash on the couch.
Dead silence. Yeah, and you can do that. Megan.
Yep.
Where are you off to?
I am looking for somewhere to get into a fight, not just a random bar fight. I am looking for fight ring,
illegal street
MMA.
Fight.
Yeah.
Right.
Like something sort of, like that.
Right. Okay. Wits and streetwise.
Okay.
You can spend willpower if you want.
Find that illegal boxing match.
Believe. Yeah, basically. Question.
Yeah.
Could I use I guess the only thing that would potentially apply to this would be because I would imagine there is some possibility that I know of some place like for a person that I know through work or something like that. I think the only thing that I have that could potentially apply to that would be fame.
I'll say you can do half your dots in fame as a bonus to the dice pool. Yeah. Okay.
So okay.
Give yourself an extra one. It's kind of like having a specialty. Yeah.
Streetwise and
wits.
Wits?
Yep.
No weird. And sure, I've got one willpower. Let's spend it.
Okay. Look, you'll get sleep eventually.
Sure. So there's 3.
Okay. You know that most of the time fights tend to largely be a weekend thing, and this is like a Wednesday or Thursday night.
Right.
Established. You are also, however, familiar with the fact that if you want to run something extremely under the radar and off the books, then you don't schedule it on the motherfucking weekend.
Right. You don't schedule it when everybody's going to show up.
Right. So you go down to Devon's.
Okay.
It's a gym. It's on the very wrong side of town.
Perfect.
And based on
is the subtitle under the gym, get the tables.
No, it's not.
That was definitely the first place my mind went as well.
Because this is the sort of gym that doesn't even have a sign. As far as you know, it's just run by some guy named Devon.
Right.
And it's barely advertised, and it's one of those places where hey, this is not the sort of place that you get a membership. Either you know Devon and you give him money, or you don't know Devon and you don't know what this place is.
Right.
But right now, there is a very empty parking lot. But there is a surprising number of vehicles parked within a 3-block radius.
Makes sense.
And the lights are on, and the blinds are shut. And you know how to knock on this door. Yep. And the 2 gentlemen that greet you, one of them knows your name. His name is Phil.
Phil.
The other one, you don't know his name. You don't know if he knows anybody's names. But between the pair of them, they could probably lift an F-150.
Right.
And they let you in.
All right. Come in.
There's
a
clipboard.
All right. I'm
and a table.
Yep. I'm coming over, seeing, is this like you put your name down and they randomly choose, or are you like there are a bunch of open spots?
Oh no, this is you put your name down and
okay, perfect.
They just
That's perfect. I will fight whoever.
All right. Roll me a D10.
Okay. Six.
Okay. In that case, you get matched up against a reasonably well-trained looking, definitely a muscular guy.
Okay.
And you're going to roll strength and brawl, or do you have fighting finesse? Do you do dex?
I do have fighting finesse.
Okay.
So
either strength and brawl or dex and brawl, and this is a no holds barred beat down ring, so you can use whatever martial arts training specialties, anything like that. Anything roughly is applicable in this situation.
Okay.
And your opponent is going to roll 6 dice, and we're going to see who wins. But however many successes you get, you still get that glamour, if that's what you're after.
I mean, that's going to be a byproduct here.
Okay.
Because she's definitely going to go for that. Okay. But mostly, she has a metric shit ton of aggression right now that she needs to take out on somebody.
Okay.
And this is the best, most healthy way she can think of to do it.
All right. What's your defense?
My defense is 3.
Okay. All right. Excuse me. So we're going round 1.
Okay.
You're going to be rolling your brawl fight pool. -2. That's his defense.
-2. All right. And I get +1 for my specialization. I need to look at my fighting style stuff really quick, because I've got 4 dots in this, and just want to make sure. Now I have to find that book. God damn
Which
it.
fighting style?
Krav Maga.
I think that's in the armory book.
It is. I just had to find the folder.
Okay. Gotcha.
I do think it's in armory. I've got both of them and I found the folder. So that's let's see. Open up the other one as well. Here we go. Fighting styles.
Krav Maga is in Armory Reloaded, page 78.
Reloaded.
I was almost there. I was at 73. Let's see. So I'm assuming we're not doing initiative. We're not doing a full fight here.
No, we're not doing a full fight. We're doing 3 rounds, each represented by a single dice roll.
Right. So I will give you. I don't know necessarily how this would apply, but I will throw this out, and then you can figure out how it applies. Impenetrable defense, the third one, allows me to add my brawl range to my defense or dodge against a single incoming attack.
Gotcha. And what's your...
Oh, wait, nope. It requires a willpower point expenditure to perform it. And I'm out of willpower, so never mind.
Well, there you go.
And yeah, no, everything else is mostly initiative based. So, okay. So -2 +1, so just -1.
Okay.
Oh, might help if I actually... cancel. 1.
Okay.
It's fine. I didn't want this to be too quick anyways.
Right. The first one, everybody comes out cautious. but he is barely able to lay a glove on you. Everything he hits you with, you manage to deflect, glancing blows for the most part. You feel like you've definitely got the edge on this guy in terms of skill and training. Not horrifically so, but you are also much more nimble than he is. And that seems to be the you get a couple decent shots on for the duration, but he's still pretty sturdy on his legs by the time
I would
that they call
propose
the
a
first.
suggestion.
Yeah.
Megan's not cautious right now.
Okay.
Megan is uncomfortably aggressive.
Interesting. Okay. I'm
so,
gonna say then,
but it's
that his
still
dice
like
pool
I'm
is slightly
blocking
higher
shit.
then. Right.
Okay, fair.
Yep. Okay.
Still a lot of blocking, which is
right.
It's
yeah.
they
No.
send it.
And he's not quite as technically skilled as you are.
Right.
But there's enough display of training that the crowd doesn't seem to be, obviously there's always jeers and heckling no matter how entertained a crowd is. Some people, that's just how they respond. But you're not getting booed to your corners when they call the first round.
Right.
All right.
Are we watching the first Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movie moment? This must register on emotional level.
I mean,
all right.
Not necessarily
round
not.
2. Go ahead and make your roll.
-1. Well, those fucking 7s.
He comes back answering in the second round, and you get your bell rung pretty solid once or twice. And definitely he's pulling the crowd to his side at this point as well. Given you sort of dominated the first round by an edge, seeing his reaction to that being significantly more successful, and you just going all in and therefore leaving some openings that he's able to spot and exploit, definitely swings the needle back his direction a bit.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I am enjoying myself.
Absolutely.
So
round 3.
Round 3.
Is she making any changes to her strategy or anything?
No, I think she's throwing herself even further into it.
Okay, I'm gonna give him his full dice pool,
busted nose this time. and is fully 1.
Okay.
Dice hate me.
You come back, and at this point, you are just hitting for every opening you can spot. He's leaned into that a bit, and his defenses are pulling together. And with a total in all 3 rounds of 5 successes, I'm going to say he ends the 3rd round with your sweeping your feet out from under you and planting 2 solid ones to your cheekbone that crack it open, and you've got blood running down. And they call that for 3. Everybody's satisfied, call the fight in his win. Money changes hands.
Right.
And I'm going to give somebody else a quick roll as well. And as you climb out of the ring, there's a wet towel thrown at you. And you see Devon actually coming over. He's a wiry black guy with most of his head shaved. And a little bit of gray around the temples. You came in mad tonight.
Everybody has rough days. It's fine, as I'm holding it up.
You didn't need the money. You needed the pain.
I don't say I needed the pain. I just needed the fight.
6 of 1. All right.
Fair enough. Hope I made you a bit.
Oh, when somebody comes in mad, I know which way to lay the money.
All right, good.
You need any work?
I don't know what kind you got?
Some boys been muscling in on turf south. Could use a message sent.
You know, a message sent tonight or when?
By the weekend, let's say.
Send me the details. I'll tell you whether yes or no.
All right.
Good to see him.
Yeah.
I'm heading out.
And he as soon as that exchange is done, you can see he's turned back and the next fight's starting and he's locked in at this point. Okay.
Yeah, I will head back to my place for tonight and then stop by in the morning.
You pull 2 glamour off of that though, if you want it or need it.
Good. I do.
Okay. And head back.
Yep.
Okay. So there's nothing else that needs to happen this evening then. Everybody gets a night's rest. You get a willpower back, and you wake up the next morning. I'll have a wits and composure -3 for Phage.
Not much to do on 1 die. It was close though. It was almost a success.
You wake up. Her bedroom door is open and the house is empty. There's a note on the table, gone to work.
She looks at that note. That was a bad plan, but okay. How the fuck did she get Uber? Duh.
Liz, Lark, you wake up earlier than normal than you usually would, which is frequently the way it works when you sleep outside. Temperature, change in the air, no control over the light, etc.
Direct sunlight on your face.
Blanket is a little bit damp. The laptop's turned off, but there's just this faint sheen of moisture and condensation over top of it. But not enough that you're particularly worried about damage to the electronics or anything. It's just gonna need a paper towel or something. Megan, you wake up feeling sore. You got a couple butterfly stitches across the cheekbone.
Yep.
Placed exactly like they would be in any fighting game character creator.
Yep.
And you've got a morning appointment.
Yes, I do. Is it... Hold on just a second. Sorry.
Nope, you good. Alana. You wake up, passed out in front of your laptop, and your neck hurts a little bit.
Yep. Not 16 anymore. Can't just sleep in random positions and be fine the next day.
Yeah. Bench in the student lounge is no longer a sleeping area.
No, it's not. She will wake up, grab her phone, go and make coffee, because I assume that's one of the few food things that Lark does have in the house.
So Lark actually hates coffee, but she does.
Really?
She does have coffee for other people who are there.
Yes, there is a supply of coffee, but a largely untouched one.
She's just gonna make coffee and start looking through her morning emails.
Yeah, that's not a house that Phage can easily wake up in when there's no food.
Yeah. You have one from an F.L. Goldstein. notifying you of an audition. The following day. So this is Friday. There is a Saturday audition.
He will. Is it a hey, is it an actual correspondence, or did he just forward the audition information?
Oh no, this is Dear Miss Spencer, I've taken it upon myself to get you scheduled for this particular opportunity. You will want to be rehearsing such and such dance styles and show up at period, venue, address, time, speak with last name about your reserved audition slot.
Let's just hope I don't blow this one too.
Amazing.
And she's going to go do the morning stuff, shower, all of that.
Excellent. Back to Megan.
Yep. Are is the wound closed enough that I can make up over it?
Oh no, that one's
Okay,
gonna be visible for a bit.
Wasn't sure how
he busted
it
you
was.
open good and proper.
Fair enough. And do I actually have any bashing, or the lot? Well, bashing goes away immediately.
Bashing you would have recovered overnight.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. All right, I'm making my way over. I'm going out for a run and then I'm making my way over.
Okay. So we'll pick up with Megan arriving at the mansion. I assume Lark has probably come down and been a presence.
Lark kind of spent a while up on the roof.
Okay.
She's
no worries.
Trying to be apart from the others for a little bit.
No worries.
Yeah, knock, enter.
And if she sees Megan's car pull up, she's definitely staying on the roof.
Okay. Fair enough. You find
hello,
Alana probably in the kitchen.
Yep.
Towel still wrapped around her head. Hey there.
Hey.
She will set a cup of coffee in front of you and then look at your face. Do you want to explain what happened, or are you gonna just tiptoe around it?
We all get glamour our own ways. I'm good. Just think of the other guy. Actually, to be honest, the other guy isn't quite as bad, but that's not the point.
I'm not going to yell at you because I know that does nothing. But
I mean, listen, if random bumps and bruises are an issue, I should tell you what my day job is.
Just blinks for a few times. I don't think I've ever asked.
I do I'm between at the moment, but I do a lot of stunt work, a lot of some acting work. Getting banged up is just kind of part of the job. I'll be fine.
Okay.
How'd you sleep? How are you doing?
My neck hurts. She will point to the nest on the couch. I
okay.
Can't really pass out anywhere like I used to be able to.
Fair.
I was trying to dig up some memories.
Good memories?
Yes and no. I wanted to see if I could find my family. It didn't really occur to me that my sister's probably changed her last name, and I don't think any of my living family is still in the area.
Okay.
I did, however, find somebody I was very close to when I left. She's in a band and they're coming in a couple months. Lark and I are going to go see them. I'm inviting you and Liz and Phage as well for girls' night. Akajin can come if he wants to come to girls' night. I'm not going to tell him no, because he's big and scary, and that sword is taller than I am.
I mean, if you want to say no, you absolutely can. And if he looks glaringly,
that's just his face.
We'll just kick his ass, but
I think he'd be a good sport about it.
Yeah, no, I'd love to go.
I will book tickets. It's a couple months out, so we have plenty of time. It's just outside Baltimore, so it won't be that long of a trip. And hopefully all of this bullshit will be done by then.
There will be other bullshit probably, but
from the stories I've heard about you guys, that tracks.
Yeah, they said I say they as if I haven't been, but it seemed to be real good at that. But it'll probably be more manageable bullshit. At least it won't be keepers making cars disassemble on the spot and everything else. Anyway, it sounds like fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Yesterday, you said you wanted to talk more after the family meeting. I know we need to figure this out.
Yeah.
Or we don't have to if that's completely fair if you don't want to.
No, I absolutely do. I just figured emotions were really high in general, not in the fluffy way.
Right.
And that we were probably going to be invaded by a bunch of other people into the space, so probably wasn't the best time. I mean, okay, good. My headset made a sounding like it was powering down sound. So I was like, oh shit. I don't. With everything that's been going on since you arrived, I don't know that. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Oh, well,
as the two people that are smitten with each other realize they know next to nothing about each other.
That's exactly. Yeah. I mean, that was the first thing that came to Megan's mind immediately. Was like, yes, but we should probably get to know each other before we actually start broaching that aspect of it. But we can't do it right now because that's going to be a long conversation. And at some point, the guy with the slasher mask is going to walk in, and that's going to make things awkward. And then Sage will show up, and I'm mad at Sage. So that's going to make it work. Anyways.
You assume Sage is going to show up.
Last night, it happened because we knew it was gonna.
Oh, last night, yes.
Yeah.
That was what was going through Megan's head last night.
Let's see. 26, which was news to me a few weeks ago. I don't know if this means anything to you, but I'm Gemini Sun, Cancer Moon, Capricorn Rising.
Okay. It does. Explain some things for sure.
I identify as demigirl.
Okay.
And lesbian.
Okay.
My grandmother was full-blooded Korean, fell in love with the GI when he was over there for war times, came over, and that's how I got my father. Then my parents were both people who were very high up in their companies, didn't really have a lot of time for me. They enrolled me in as many things as they could. And I fell in love with dance at a very early age, and they figured the ballet outfits and the tutus and everything would die down after I got to a certain point, but it just never stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And I lived with my parents till I was about 10, and then I stayed with. She kind of blinks for a few seconds. I stayed with my grandmother until she passed a few years later. My parents had promised me ever since I was little that I was going to go to college on their money, and that they had been setting money aside for me. And when I decided to go live with my grandma, and I didn't want anything to do with them anymore, they gave my entire trust fund over to my older sister, who was deemed as
Jesus Christ.
The more profitable choice.
Okay.
And so she went to college on my dime. So I decided that I wouldn't set foot in my mother and father's house again. And unfortunately, with grandma dying, it was I was 14, so I had to. Right.
I'm sorry.
I appreciate that. I'm misremembering. I was 15 when she passed. It's all fuzzy still.
Right.
But I kept with dance, obviously. But dance was a passion beforehand. It wasn't a passion born from my time in Arcadia. I actually had a small part in one of the first music videos a band Guilty Stars did. As far as I can tell, they didn't blow up or anything, but they did look for me, and they tried. They raised awareness. They raised money.
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of devoted myself to my quest to become a God. This sounds like a plot like ripped right out of an anime. I devoted myself to my craft, and I learned how to sing. I learned how to write songs. I learned how to do choreography, not only from memorizing it, but taking classes on my own time and my own dime to learn how to write choreography and teach choreography. And it was a lot. I really didn't. I feel like I got about collective 6 hours of sleep between the ages of 14 and 16. I've only had one other person romantically in my life. That's a girl named Adelaide.
Okay.
She was a transfer in from Cork Island, and I was young, dumb, and in love. I was convinced that we were going to survive through anything and everything and take on the world together. And I was taken while I was out on a date with her.
Oh, Megan, your phone buzzes.
Okay. Look down at it.
You have a text.
Okay. I turn off the screen.
Okay.
And put it back away. Okay. And that's, I'm guessing, based on how you phrased.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have any feelings for her anymore. I kind of want closure and just want her to know that I'm alive.
And that's fair.
I don't know how traumatic that will be for her, or if I can even get up the courage to actually talk to her, but
do you think maybe it's up to you how you handle it, obviously. But you think it might be worth reaching out, let's say remotely, email, text, something like that, to see if she wouldn't mind?
I would love to. I just don't know how to get a hold of her. It took most of the night for me to find just her. She's in a band or does choreography for a band.
Uh-huh. That should be easy enough. That means that she has a public persona of some kind.
Right.
That means she should have some kind of social media, probably. There's a delightful ability to send messages through that.
Yeah.
If you don't, if you listen, you know the situation obviously better than I do. With all of my having been told about it for 3.5 minutes. But if you think it would be better for you and her to deal with it with just going there. Cool. But if you want to message her, that might be
I think I'd like to try and reach out.
okay. Well, we can find her. There's got to be on something, or the band is on something. It's on one of them. You know.
I did sign up for their emailing list.
Well, there you go. Yeah, we'll find her. And it's okay if you. I'm not. I believe everything you said. If there is something there, that's okay. I don't feel like you need to say there isn't if there is.
It's been 10 years. I've been.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of the few people I could think about during my durance, but.
So there's a lot there. Tangled up more good and bad, I bet.
Yeah, it was kind of like she was an anchor to reality. So I don't know what memories are manufactured to be super great and what memories I'm forgetting. So I don't really remember the terms we were on when I left. I know we were dating. I don't remember if we were in a good place or not. But
and how long was it that you were this side gone?
10 years.
10? So it's going to be, yeah, it's been a while. That's fair. I don't have that same thing. I was gone for literally 2 days.
They take people for that short.
Oh, I wasn't. I mean, I wasn't. I don't think. I hope not. I wasn't. I was gone for me for 2 days. For this side, it was 2 days.
And how long were you gone on that side?
I don't know. I don't remember a lot of it. I remember a lot of fighting. I remember a lot of
intelligence and resolve, Megan.
Okay. Damn it. There we go. Intelligence of 2.
There's no saying that they necessarily occur in the same sequence,
right,
or for the same duration. But you remember 12 separate battles specifically with snow on the ground,
okay,
that were not contiguous.
Okay.
And you don't remember, you know that the war was almost constant. You never remember during the times that you saw any keeper them actively modifying the weather for any reason.
Okay.
That's what you get with 2 successes. Those 2 things that you sort of have in your brain. So if you were attempting to calculate, there's a couple data points. Of course, who's to say that some winters don't last 8 years and some winters don't last 3 days,
Right.
Mm-hmm. Who the fuck knows?
That could be that could be a millennia as far as I know.
Right. Or it could have been 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that I did a lot of fighting. I did a lot of being used other ways. but it's all just more feelings and memories for me, which is probably for the best. But yeah, no, I came out back to where came back to my apartment, and the date was literally, it'd been a weekend. And then I underwent a lot of therapy.
Right. That's a thing people can do.
Brief sidebar. Lark, what are you up to this morning? Have you snuck down from the roof? Or are you just utilizing your materials there to do stuff? Or are you just waiting?
She's hiding out on the roof right now because she knows what is happening probably. And she doesn't want to come down.
Right. Doesn't want to interrupt.
For multiple reasons.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
For all you know, they're having sex on your kitchen table.
Just the sound of so many dishes breaking.
No, that was last night. We're not doing that beat twice. We're letting that one sit for a minute. Would Lark have taken her phone with her?
Yeah, she's got her phone and her laptop.
Okay. All right. So you need to get contacted, you can. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Phage, where are you off to this morning?
After she sees the note, she's going to. She and there are two names, and I keep getting them mixed up. The one who was watching her last night,
Regina.
She and Regina work at the same place, right?
Yeah, Regina, and Melissa are all City Hall girls.
So she will text Regina and just text her. Can you confirm that Paige made it into work today? She left a note saying she was headed that
way. After about 20 minutes, you get a thumbs up.
Thanks. Let me know if anything happens. And she will make her way to summer camp.
Okay. So you're going there. Lark, you get a text from Barnaby. Need anything today?
She'll text him back. I did maybe want your help with something.
Name it.
She'll say, I just need some advice. I'm going to start an entitlement, and I'm trying to find a few more people for it.
You get a party trumpet, balloon, heart, thumbs up. And then the phone rings for a voice call.
Yeah, she'll answer.
That is so cool. What do you need?
I just wanted some advice. I have 2 right now. I need at least 2 more people musically inclined that can lend their voices.
Okay. Let me make a roll for him. All of the NPCs. Barnaby. And I'm going to say... we'll call it Streetwise. Why not? Wow. Good lad. Okay. Musically inclined people. Do they need to be in a specific court or any court at all?
No, because I asked Butterfly, so it should be fine.
Okay. There's a guy by the name of Cockleburr who is one of those random running around the streets courtless fellas. There's
Make notes of this.
Tessa dancing. I know she does. I mean, she's a dance girl, but she's also knows her way around music. Obviously, Sally Halfpence, one of the best musicians we've got, except for you, who is better than everybody at everything. What's her name? Cyrene. Cyrene and Sally are both Wintercourt. I know.
Can I get the spelling on these names?
Oh yeah, I'll put them all. I'll put them all in chat for you.
Okay, I'm trying to put them in my notes. Okay, thank you.
And trying to think if anybody else, but those are at least a few off the top of my head. Yeah, and I mean, Hajibeth does music, but she doesn't talk. I don't know if that's a problem. Yeah.
Honestly, she kind of freaks me out.
Interesting. I mean, that makes sense. But also interesting.
But yeah, I'll look into some of the others.
Okay, sounds good. Let me know if you need anything else in the meantime, though. Yeah, that's super cool. If you, I'll help however I can if you need.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Yep. I'm around most of today, just doing some book stuff. So yeah, call me if you need anything. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Love you. Bye. Click. And Megan, your phone rings once and then ends from a unidentified number that is also, because the notifications persist since you haven't checked it, the one that sent you the text.
Do you mind if I...
No, by all means, go ahead.
I will call it back, step into the other room.
Sent you the information.
All right, cool.
Steven. Let me know.
I haven't.
By the end of the day.
Will do.
Okay. And if you look at your text on the way back, you see it says there's a photo of a corner row house. And it just says, corner of Scott and Ramsey. Get Marshall's gold ring and tell them Jack Verdant sent you. C9. You know that C9 means you'd be paid $900 for this.
Right.
Yeah. And
like
there's
I
a handout
for the money anyways.
I know. But you have a handout of this if you need to see.
Okay.
It's under texts in the handouts folder.
Yep.
And that is where we're going to end for the evening. Say bye, everybody.
Okay.
Bye.
Johnny said, bye.